Average nutritionist salaries in Australia. How much do they earn? Does location matter? Are they in demand? Well, in today's video, we're going to find out. If you're new here, my name's Thom and welcome to the Real Industries channel where we explore real people, real skills, and real jobs. This video today is part of our Careers Questionnaires series that we're launching here on the channel, where we take some of the most searched questions about careers on the internet and we try to answer them in easy to understand language. I would also like to give a shout out to today's sponsor, getcourse.com.au. If you're looking for a course to get you where you want to go career-wise, these guys have hundreds of courses listed on their website, including nutritionist courses. So after watching today's video, make sure you go and check them out. So the most queried search terms that I could find relating to nutritionist salaries here in Australia were average salary for nutritionist, sounds reasonable, nutritionist salary Sydney, nutritionist salary Brisbane, nutritionist assistant salary, and nutritionist highest salary. They were the top 5 search terms that I could find. I thought we would start with the national average salary for a nutritionist, so that's Australia-wide. And for this, I headed to seek.com. Seek are great for all of this kind of information. What Seek was able to provide me was the average salary for a nutritionist living in Australia can actually range anywhere from $75,000 to $95,000 per year. But they did put a little note in there with the typical average. So the range is there as a whole, but there is a typical average of around $85,000 per year. They did also have some extra data there. So on the low end, the minimum salary is about $55,000 per year, and we had a high of $115,000 per year. So what I found was there's actually quite a large variance for this kind of profession. But then after finding all of this great data, I then became curious about whether or not location matters, which leads into our next search terms, which is nutritionist salary Sydney and nutritionist salary Brisbane. After digging a bit further, I ended up on salaryexpert.com. So what these guys do compared to Seek is they allow you to dial in and get a more detailed version on what you might earn as that profession in a particular city. So according to them, the average salary of a nutritionist in Brisbane was sitting around $77,856 per year, and the average salary for a nutritionist in Sydney was, get this, $91,026 per year. I think if I'm going to be a nutritionist, I know where I am going to live. But yeah, evidently location does indeed make a difference. I did also check out the national average salary for a nutritionist on Salary Expert, and I got a very similar result to what I got on Seek. So I'm very confident that this information is accurate. I guess the difference in the location and the average salaries has to do with the cost of living. And not only that, while I was doing my research for this, I did find that nutrition is not actually a government regulated profession. So what this means is you can have a nutritionist that's done a certificate course and you can have a nutritionist that's done a full-on bachelor's degree. And upon finding all of this information, it's evident that all of these factors, as well as relevant experience, are really going to play a big role in how much you can actually earn as a nutritionist. So yes, very interesting. On a final note, just going back to our search terms, I think so far we've ticked off 4 of our search terms. The last one that was on the list was nutritionist assistant salary. Now, when I went and did a bit of digging on Seek for nutritionist assistants, I actually couldn't find any information. However, Salary Expert had me covered on this one. So over on Salary Expert, the average nutrition assistant salary in 2024 is roughly around $53,040 per year, with a high of $63,721 and a low of $45,902. So not bad. Whilst I was looking at this profession as well, nutrition assistants are significantly lower on the pecking order compared to a nutritionist. But I could imagine this sort of role would be incredibly handy for anybody that's, wanting to become a clinical nutritionist and is trying to work their way up the ladder and conducting more study. So there you have it. Average salary for nutritionists, tick. Average salaries for nutritionists in Brisbane and Sydney, tick. Highest salary for nutritionists, tick. And nutrition assistant salary, tick. Hopefully you were able to get some good information out of this video today. I will leave links to Seek and Salary Expert in the description box for you as well, in case you want to go and check out any of this information for yourself. And again, if you are dead set about becoming a nutritionist and you want to do some study, check out today's sponsor, getcourse.com.au. They've got hundreds of courses on their website, including nutritionist courses. They're actually great foundational courses. So if you're somebody that's just looking to get into this industry, GetCourse is a great place for you to start. And if you landed here by searching any of these terms, nutritionist and dietitian salary, nutritionist job Australia, nutritionist coach salary, sports nutritionist salary, nutritionist salary Perth, nutritionist salary per year, leave a comment saying search term hero so I know my content is reaching the right people. And I'll see you in the next careers questionnaire video. Thank you. Bye.